Hi guys. It's been a while since I've done one of the Oracle blessings on here, but because it is the final full moon of the decade, it seemed appropriate. So this Oracle blessing will also be available and a little bit up on YouTube, but the blessing of this full moon is really to move away from despondence and to start to take action. So asking Spirit for guidance in the ways that you can really start to come back awake, to be more connected with life again. And the example that is given in this card is she is in a depression, and then there is a natural disaster that shakes her up and gives her purpose again. My hope would be that we don't need a disaster to shake us up and give us purpose, but for us to really just ask Spirit for guidance and listen. Next, we have the legacy of light. So as we finish up the decade, the lesson from Spirit, or the guidance from Spirit, is to really kind of acknowledge what work there is that you are kind of destined to work on. And the warning is that subconsciously there's a level of sabotage that you will experience if you're not working on this work. And this is because deep at your core, if you're not showing up to what you know in your heart is most important, you will start to just feel like you're not really a success in the grand scheme, right? So waking up every day and doing some sort of practice, whether it be gratitude or meditation or prayer, to help keep you on track in ways that you can continuously show up for whatever it is that is your legacy of light, what you can leave behind for your children, for future generations, or just so that at the end of your life you feel like you did the thing that was in your heart that you really truly needed to do. Next, as we close out the decade, we are being a grief is being illuminated, and this card talks about us maybe not acknowledging our grief, trying to hide from our grief, and it's secretly kind of showing up or kind of peeking out in moments when you least expect it. And you're being encouraged to just acknowledge anything in your life that you might still be grieving, and where you might be holding grief in your life, what you might need to let go of what you might need to actually have an emotional release around. And I found it really cool today as I was reading. I've pulled this card a few times over the last year. And as I was reading it today, it gave an exercise about drumming and encouraged drumming around the heart space. And I really love that because it's definitely something that I've been feeling called toward is drumming. So if you can maybe go to a drum circle or to a rock concert that has a great drummer, maybe that will help your grief process. And then last, as we close out the decade on this full moon, we are being shown the Two of Pentacles, which is really just a blessing of bringing things into balance. Upliftment, really. Let me just double check for Two of Pentacles, because sometimes the Pentacles, for whatever reason, confuse me. Yeah, balance, renewal, adaptability, and change. So what I'm really getting from this is just noticing the detachment that you're experiencing. If there's anything coming up in life that like really kind of bums you out and makes you feel hopeless, asking yourself, asking Spirit for ways that you can take action, how you can get involved, how you can wake up, how you can be helpful, how you can feel alive instead of hopeless, and being open to the idea that this is your legacy. There's something in you that you really you feel called to do, and it's actually important for everything else in your life to go more seamlessly and to be more at ease. So to not ignore those inner desires, those deeper desires when it comes to, what you feel your purpose is. To take time to process grief, things that have been but are no longer, things that might need to end that you're holding on to because you're afraid of grief, and just, taking the time to really face that. And you're being encouraged to do it with the assistance of drumming and vibration, which I find so fun and so exciting. So maybe pursuing that in a way that feels authentic to you. And then this offering at the end of all of that, of adaptability, of balance, of understanding that this work over here is going to help bring you into a more balanced and adaptable place. Okay, so I hope that was in some way helpful for you this full moon. And if you haven't already, every full moon, it's a great idea to take some time to write down things that you would like to let go of, things that no longer serve you, that don't bring you ease, that don't bring you peace. Just write them down, and the idea is that by writing them down, you're letting them go. And you can start by saying, I'm releasing these things. And if you have some friends or a fireplace, you can even throw them into the fireplace. You can gather with friends and acknowledge that these are things that you're letting go of, and it's even more fun. And you don't need to think of it as anything overly witchy or anything like that. It's just cathartic. It's just helpful. It just makes life a little bit more easy. All right. Happy full moon, and I hope you have a really lovely weekend. Thank you. Namaste.